What if the welcome sequence in your email marketing could always mention your latest podcast, your latest YouTube video, or this week's offer without you having to constantly go back in and edit it every week? Today, I want to show you a simple feature in Kit that most people just skip right by because they don't think they're going to use it. But I'm going to show you how I'm using it. It will make you rethink how you're using automation today. Let's get into it.
Side Hustle Suitcase, unpacking tips, tools, and strategies to help you grow your business and create the life you want, with your host, Paul Gowder.
Welcome back to the Side Hustle Suitcase podcast. This week, we're going to get into email snippets. But this is the show, before I get ahead of myself, this is the show where I help you unpack tips, tools, techniques that I've learned from doing things online in this crazy digital world we have for the last 30 years. And yes, today I'm going to talk about email snippets. It seemed like a boring topic, but I promise you it's super cool. And once I show you a couple of things about it, it will change the whole way you think about it. For me, I've been using snippets to do simple things like change my email signature or use that the same way. Maybe I have an offer to go to Patreon or go to a certain link so that I use in in lots of different emails so I can easily insert those. It's great for recurring tasks like that. But I was on a podcast from Allie over at Duet, and she mentioned something when she was interviewing me, and I had to stop the interview for a second, like, hold on, I got to write this down. Made me totally rethink it. So first, if you're not using Kit yet, why not? You can sign up for Kit and get on the best platform for sending emails and building sequences and doing all those things. It is the tool I've been using for years, and I highly recommend it. You can use my affiliate link and sign up today, paulgowder.com/kit. Okay, let's get into it. First, let's talk about what a snippet is. A snippet is just a way of having a reusable piece of content. So like I said earlier, maybe you have an email signature that you want in some messages, and maybe in others you're going to change it a little bit. So you could build a couple of different email signatures and pull them in as you needed. Maybe you want a picture of a product that you do all the time. Maybe you have an Amazon affiliate for Owalas that you want to put into lots of emails. You can build all that in snippets and reuse it. That's the basic idea of a snippet, is just a reusable piece of content. So let me show you what that looks like. So here is one that I use, and this is for our Patreon, our supporters thing. So I built this inside of a snippet. You can see here, I was just able to put in some text, some title, make a button, and add an image, and I have links. It's all the things you can do in a normal email, but it's just this one piece of code. So another example that I'll get to in a minute is doing upcoming powwows, but that's where we're going to get exciting. But let's look at, here is a new broadcast with nothing in it. So I can either do the slash to bring it up, or what I normally end up doing is just hitting the plus. And when I come down to snippet, all of these are now available. So if I want to boom, there it is. There's that reference in that little piece of content that I've built for people to go to our Patreon, our supporters thing. So you can do that, and I can add more snippets. So if I wanted to pull in, let's see, what's another one that we use? Try not to get to those other ones. But yeah, here's our powwow guide. Boom. Now there's a link to buy our powwow guide. So that's the basic idea of snippets. And there are lots of ways to use that. And there's lots of great use cases for that. And I'm probably not even using them to the biggest extent you can. And I want you to really think about that and see how you can save time by automating some things that you write in emails often. If there's something that you manually have to copy and paste from somewhere else, if there's something that you're retyping more than 2 or 3 times, you should probably make a snippet for it. Okay. And you can do all the same things that you can do in email. You can add personalization. You can actually add all the advanced liquid code that Kit has. So you can do if-then statements and all of that. Okay, but let's get into the real power of snippets. And that's injecting fresh content, timely content, relevant content into email sequences. Here's what I said. Let me say that again. You can now take and use snippets inside of email sequences to put in relevant, fresh content. That's for me, that was a big idea shift. And more than just convenience, it was really a way to add some things to my email sequences that seemed timely. Because once you write these sequences, somebody joins it and they just start going through it. You can't control that email 4 is sent on April 25th. Email 4 is sent depending on when they sign up. So if you put something about April in an email sequence, it may not be timely by the time somebody goes through it. And so how do you do that? It's using one of these snippets. And this is what Allie had me see. And oh, such a game changer. So let's look at two ways I'm using that. First, we have this snippet and it's upcoming powwows. And we just go to our powwow calendar and we copy and paste this week's powwows in it, which is really helpful as you use this in some broadcasts. But here is a sequence for how to find a powwow in your state. And it's the last email that I send out in this sequence. And it just says, hey, do you know where you're going this weekend? Hey, if not, we have this week's upcoming powwows going on. And boom, it pulled in that snippet. You can see here, it's got the box around it because this is a snippet. It's not written into the email itself. It just pulls that snippet every time it sends. So you don't have to worry about it being outdated as long as I just set a task in my to-do list every week to come back and update that. And it's inside of a sequence now to always pull that data. Another way I'm using it is for, where is it? This Week in Native History, which is a new newsletter that we have over at powwows.com. And it's a paid newsletter, but I'm including a sample for people to see what it's like in some of our sequences. And so when I send out that email, I'm pasting that into the snippet, and then I can add that into a sequence just like I did with upcoming powwows. So how could you use this? What are some things that you would love your audience to see that are timely and relevant that you would have to spend time doing? Could it be, are you a podcaster? You could build a snippet for this week's podcast episode, have a Spotify player, have a YouTube player in that sequence, and just update it every time you go to upload your latest episode, and you could just have it appear in your sequence. That's super cool. Think about all the things you could use now for this idea. What could you build an email, or what could you add to your email sequences to give relevant, timely information? I hope that triggers a light bulb moment for you like it did for me. And don't forget, all this is done inside of Kit, paulgatto.com/Kit for my affiliate link. I do love using Kit. And this is just one of the many, many features that make me want to stay on Kit forever. It's such a simple thing, but so powerful. I need to go and now watch more YouTube videos and see how other people are using snippets, because I think I'm just now scratching the surface on what this can do. If you want to learn more about some of these things and talk more about it, don't forget we have a community over at www.onthewaycommunity.com where we talk about this stuff, and it's another place for you to meet and hang out with other entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. We also have a coffee talk I just finished a few minutes ago and had a couple people in there. And it's just a way to have some water cooler chat, especially for us that work at home. It's a great place to come and have community. We talked Disney, we talked travel, we talked business strategy a little bit, but we just hung out and had some fun. So come over and join us over on www.onthewaycommunity.com. Thanks again for being here. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on the next episode.